gamers, and welcome to episode 463 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade for July 27th, 2024. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel Nicholson, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's going on this week, Dominic?
And not much, man. The Olympics are starting, man. I'm actually watching some rugby right now.
Nice.
I just saw Australia's score. They got 7.
That seems like a team that would be good at some rugby, Dominic.
Yeah, they're playing against South Africa. But no, overall a good week. Crazy week. For presidential stuff, now that Biden is dropping out now and Kamala's running, and it's crazy in this country, man. It's going crazy. You got president assassination, and Biden drops out, and then you got Kamala running, and yeah, man, this is
Biden getting COVID.
Before he dropped out, he had COVID. I think that probably helped or whatever, but it's understandably he should have dropped out. Even though they should dropped out. I don't think she even went for it. Regardless, it
shouldn't have been a conversation about dropping out. It should have been, hey, I'm choosing not to do a second term. Here you go.
Man. I miss the days. Of Clinton was 40 something when he first started. Come on, man. I'm what are we doing? Why is the boomer generation and stuff, or even for some people, maybe silent generation, I don't know, they might be up there, but they up there in age, they just don't want to move on
because they're the ones that want to vote, Dominic.
It's dude, all
these TikTokers dancing on the internet, they need to TikTok go to the polls or whatever Hillary Clinton said. Pokemon go to the polls.
Yeah, Pokemon. All right, so let's get right down to sports. Like I said, Olympics just started right here, so I don't have no idea what's going on or anything. I know this opening ceremony started and some stuff happened before, but I don't really know what's happening with that. So I'll probably have more on that next week. But baseball, Orioles have been not doing so well, man. They've been a little floundering around, man. They start out nice against the Rangers after the All-Star break, but then they lost 3 in a row. Then they won one, and then they lost again recently. As of this podcast, they lost last night. So the good news is that the Yankees have been sucking also. So every time the O's lose, they lose. So that thing is those are still in first place in the East, but they lost the lead to Cleveland. Cleveland has 1 game lead over the Orioles now in the overall American League. So I just think darn, O's was just playing like they were playing majority of the season. They'll have a nice lead in first place right now, and they did not take advantage of it at all. So it's still pretty much bunched up at the top, though they have they're still in a good position to go to the playoffs, but it's just I don't know what's going on. They did some trades. They did get some. They got a pitcher, a couple pitchers, a reliever and a starter, and they also got another bat, a right-handed bat, because they have a lot of lefties. So I'm hopeful that helps out, but really the pitching right now. We needed some pitching to help reliever, and our closer has not been doing really good lately, but our bats just have not been going great, haven't been consistent like they used to be. And it's really they'll get hits. It's just a situation. When runners in scoring position, they're not getting them around. And man, and they haven't had a lot of the last few years. They had quite a few comebacks. This year, not a lot. When they seem like they don't have the lead. They stay not with the lead, without the lead. They don't come back often. So yeah, I hope things pick up later on for them. Like I said, unfortunately, nobody's really dominating to a point. I mean, even though it's still looking good for us, other teams haven't really been. There has been no dominant team like this year, like who just looked like so great or anything. But there are teams, but I still think Philly look like the best team out there. Like between them and the Dodgers, even though Dodgers don't have a as good as record, I think they're even closer to the Orioles record, really. But they have they have players. They have players on the team. Philly, I think they have a very good complete team. Also, but when I look at the people like other fans, other teams, what they say and stuff, like when their teams loses, like everybody's frustrated with their teams. Like so, there's like no. So basically, it's almost like everybody just thinking like, man, we can't do this, so we go to the playoffs. I'm like, well, then it means based on the fans, it's wide open, I guess, because everybody is like frustrated with their team. So like, just as much as Oriole fans say they're frustrated, man, I've been seeing Philly fans frustrated with their team. They're first place in the overall league. They don't have a biggest league, but you know, if you watch, I guess you got to watch the games to see what the fans are mad about. But then I just think like, hey, man, it is what it is. I mean, I never looked at our team as being super dominant. I would love to have that, but we weren't. I didn't expect that. I mean, yeah, it's frustrating that I don't see us winning games like we were, but hopefully things come back, get back to it. All right, what else has been going on? Nothing else really. As far as baseball, no football season. You know, stuff is happening, but I'm not paying attention much into that though. So yeah, I really have nothing else. So, any wrestling news?
Nah, nothing big to talk about.
Okay, all right. So we get down to what we've been watching. So here, we watch anything besides Dragons?
Nah, just Dragons.
All right, so I watched the show Bosch, which has been on Amazon, and it's been going on for a while now. I think they even have a thing called Bosch Legacy that had happened.
Yeah, I was looking at that. That's a freebie original. So apparently, when that service started to become a thing and get real shows, I guess they took that over basically.
So it's still kind of going. I don't know if it stopped or not, but anyway, Bosch started in the early like 2010s time. I think like I don't know, was it between 2013 and 14 or something? But yeah, it's I forgot the guy. What's his? Well, I never knew his name, to be honest with you. But it's a guy you've seen before. You've seen him in a lot of movies, television shows. He always seems to play antagonist guy. He looks like he's a good bad guy. He's definitely a good bad guy. The latest, one of the big movies I did see him in because I watched it was the Transformers movie. He played the bad guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, his name's Titus Wolliver, which is the name I would have never come up with, but like you definitely know him when you see him.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a character actor that's kind of been everywhere.
Yeah, but now he's played actually a protagonist, a cop who is trying to balance his, he has balanced his personal life, like with his daughter. I think his wife and him I don't know if they ever, I'm assuming they got married, they got divorced. His daughter, they live in Las Vegas, but he always wants to work. Like, it seems like he has to be working all the time and he has a hard time really finding time for the family. That's the part I get frustrated. I mean, I get the story because we always seen it. It's just that, like, because he always says like, "Hey, I'll be there," but then he doesn't be there because of the case. And really, but that's the excuse. The excuse is always the case, even though if he actually wanted to be there, he can be there. Like for the family, and like I wish I could just fast forward easily, but fast forward to that part stuff because like I don't mind the family stuff, but I hate the excuses because I already know what it is. Like I've seen this before. I was like, let me fast forward so they could be upset why he didn't come, blah blah blah. But Amazon, I always never have an easy time navigating Amazon with rewinding and stuff, man. I always seem to have a hard time on the Roku TV for some reason. But other than that, it's a nice cop drama. It's based off a book, per a Michael Connelly book, story and stuff like that. I don't know if that man really writes his stories or he got ghostwriters because I always see his name everywhere.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it was an alright series, and I mean I see people say they liked it. They liked it a lot. It's pretty good. So yeah, I think I might start watching the second season, not right away because I do have some other shows I'm gonna catch up on, but I did finish the first season and I did enjoy it. Also, House of Dragons. We both watched that, and I'm trying to remember what the hell happened.
This is basically like the aftermath of the king getting burnt and Aegon taking over as king regent or whatever they call it.
Okay.
Yeah, and kind of dealing with that stuff. This is also the episode where Alicent gets fired, or was that last episode? And basically, it's continuing Rhaenyra's plan from the last episode where she's going to try and find other non-Targaryens or direct Targaryens to fly these dragons.
And then you see that one of the Valerian's bastard sons is he got the dragon came to him. You don't see him ride it, but you know that he did. And I read up on it too because I was like, because they say that there was another character in there, a black girl, but they say they kind of replaced her with the daughter.
That's what I've seen a lot of speculation
daughter.
of. Yeah, that it might be the young girl that was sent away with the babies.
Yeah, because they weren't not going to do this storyline. Which, you know what? After reading that storyline, I'm kind of happy because it seemed messy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't even like it. Like, it's like, why he couldn't do something like the storyline is what this is in the book. It's this girl who she gets about the dragon. She's not known or anything. Like, she's not so famous, but she was feeding a wild dragon, and then it got I guess it got used to her, and she was able to ride it. So she became to ride her, but then it becomes one of the characters in the she's in the show too. Started spreading rumors because her and what's his name, the Damon were getting got close, and some people speculate that they have a romantic relationship, but it's never been confirmed. Like, even in the book, it hasn't really been confirmed because rumors also that maybe that's a bastard daughter of his.
Yeah, I'd heard
but it's like that's what I'm saying. It got messy because I want a definite answer. I was like, give me a definite answer or something like that. And I definitely don't want it to be. And I kind of would rather have it be that his bastard daughter and not some other lover or something. Because I was like, come on, man, it's just too much. Yeah. It's just too much.
He's getting involved with too many people.
Yeah. But you do see what you call it with that woman. They feel like they're getting romantic with each other.
Yeah, Rhaenyra and
Rhaenyra, yeah.
Her whispers person, basically.
Yeah. What was that in the book? They got romantic together?
I don't think so.
So then I don't want that because that's too messy too. I was like, oh god, I said, really, I don't want to worry about this shit.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people saying that like maybe it was used as kind of like a juxtaposition with I think with Laenor, maybe is that the crippled guy and the king. Like basically him telling the king, he felt inadequate because of him, what happened to him and, bearing himself to kind of get a position of power. And that's kind of maybe what Mysaria, that's her name. Yeah. Mysaria was doing is basically like using her genuine grief off of, finally sharing with someone else what happened to her, but using that as a means to get closer to power. So that could be interesting. I am definitely finding it interesting, the few things that I hear about like the differences between the book and the show. And because it does seem like they're most of them are like kind of a streamlining thing. So much to like your concern about like how many seasons is this going to be? I'm hoping that they're, taking the best of the book, but also not being too overly long about it and drawing it out in the way that maybe we've seen shows do in the past to their detriment. So I'm hoping that maybe what they're doing is trying to maybe skim it down a little, basically be the editors for the books and make it a more palatable show.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, because it feels like if things are moving along a bit, even though the Damon stuff feel a little slow to me.
Yeah,
like, that's the slowest stuff.
Yeah,
that's the slowest stuff. But then again, like I said in the book, they said they don't really talk about what he's done over there.
So I think that's the problem that they probably ran into, is they're like, well, we don't want Damon to go away because people seem to like that character, so we gotta kind of keep him around while also not really doing anything related to the main plot line, which I think is definitely showing. But it sounds like, based on what I've heard of the story, he's probably going to be coming back around pretty soon. I mean, shit, Rhaenyra flew off to basically go find him, right? Or go, oh no, she went off to chase Sea Smoke, the dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, see what's up with that. So, yeah, but
all right.
she's she's finally realizing that she wants to be involved more than just locked in the castle being protected as the queen or whatever. So,
and also that she has to be more proactive now. Instead of trying to stop a war that was inevitable.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, because it's funny. Man, telling her what to do.
Yeah. And plus, I mean, excuse me. Like, I think that's what it was. I mean, not that it was a bad plot line. I mean, I liked it, but I was like frustrated in a good way that like she wasn't seeing like, look, as long as she wanted to be queen, there's going to be a war,
right? Because
they're not going to back down.
Yeah.
So you say, hey, we do something to prevent a war. It's like, do you not want to be queen anymore? That's
that's basically the only thing. Yeah, they're not going to be like, oh, so you're supposed to be queen. I misunderstood. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Here's your queenhood.
All right. So I guess we get to what we've been playing. So what you been playing?
All right. So I did play some Elden Ring. I'm still kind of sticking with that, but I haven't really made any progress. So that's why I didn't write that down there. But what I did played about an hour of Dungeons of Hinterberg, which is a newer game on Game Pass. It's very like stylistic, kind of cartoony, cutesy. It's got very like quaint indie looking characters, but it's 3D. And so far I'd seen like one article that was like, oh, if you're looking for Zelda, this is not what this is at all. Please don't come into that with this expectation. So far it seems like kind of a dungeon crawler. Like the premise is basically like this young woman wants to leave her job and take a vacation, get away from the grind. And there is this basically like town in the Alps where magical portals have appeared, where you can go and live out your like adventurer lifestyle of slaying monsters and shooting off magic powers and stuff. So you go to this town, you start out the tutorial, this guy takes you through one of the dungeons. And yeah, it's basically kind of a hack and slash kind of action game, very simplistic. You have a dodge roll. You don't have a jump, so that's what instantaneously clued me into it not being like an adventure game per se. It's definitely going to be more combat and puzzle focused, probably more puzzle focused, to be honest with you. And then you kind of do some talking to some people around the village, and then you can go into your first dungeon after you learn your magic spell. And then that becomes a little more puzzle focused than combat focused. So and then they set it up where it sounds like you're going to be able to go. It's almost Persona like, where it's like, hey, here's your days. You have times of day where it's like, here you can do this stuff in the morning and this stuff in the or afternoon, and then evening and night. So if you want to do your shopping, you got to go before the evening, because when you go shop it, or all the stores close then. But then all like the social spots open up. So it seems like it's going to do the indie thing where there's going to be like a lot of conversations with other characters and stuff like that sprinkled throughout it. So far, it seems all right. I was just playing it streaming through the Xbox service, and it, for the most part, streamed pretty well. I had one moment where it hitched up, and I guess it's just really the times that I'm trying to jump on these games, but I haven't really run too much into trouble, like getting into the game quickly, which is nice, because that's why I like having the streaming aspect of it, because I don't have to worry about installing the game, especially if it's not a game that I'm going to necessarily commit myself to. I don't have to commit that hard drive space to it. And I can just jump in there, see if I like it or not, and see if I want to continue on. And then maybe, if I'm really into it, I'll commit to it and see how my computer will run it. But, as is, it's like you were telling me, that now that Call of Duty's on, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is on Game Pass. You wanted to give that a try, but the amount of space that it takes up, even after like jumping through all these hoops of trying to find out how to just get the campaign, it's still like almost 100 gigs, and that's a barrier. Whereas like if you can just boot it up from Game Pass streaming and check it out, it's so much easier for these games. But yeah, it's quaint, but it's not going to be for everybody. And I'm not totally sure that it's hooked me. Honestly, I'll probably go back and spend more time with Neon White if I'm gonna be able to spend some time gaming in the future. But yeah, it seems fine. It's a nice addition to Game Pass. It's a cool thing to try out. But unless it gets a little more involved, I think it's just kind of meh. So, all right, Dominic, what have you been playing this week?
All right, so I've been playing a lot of Dragon Age Inquisition. Like playing that game, haven't played that game in almost 10 years.
Crazy.
So it's yeah. So I'm trying to just like, I wanted to, because I'm getting ready for the next Dragon Age, and I was like, yeah, let me just play these games again. So I played Origins like a couple years ago, or maybe last year, I don't know. Probably a couple years ago, and then I finally played Dragon Age 2, and then I finally finished that, and now I'm just went to Dragon Age Inquisition. And I talked about that last week, and yeah, there's some of the frustrations that I have felt from years ago. I'm seeing like, oh yeah, I remember this, not liking it. Like these open worlds that have nothing really a lot going on, but a whole lot of things to collect and stuff. And then even like when you're in your base, like me wanting just the inventory management just being so now it feels archaic, very like not really easy and just cumbersome. I mean, like, and then like just too much stuff. And also trying to like just do these missions where what's it called? It's like these missions where you don't do anything, you just tell your agents to do stuff, but not making it easy. Like it should be somewhere in your menu, like your pause menu, whatever, where you say, hey, I want to, that the agent said, oh, this thing is done. I go to the menu in the pause menu and go to that section and go say, hey, since you're done doing this, go do this mission. But no, I had to go all the way to the table and stuff and do it. It's not a long cutscene, but like a little cutscene where you go to the table. Then I gotta go on the map on the table and say, hey, yeah, we do this. Not something that's really quick. Like I wish it was like a quick fast travel to that area. There are fast travel points on the base, but it's not right there next to the table. It was like it's close to it, and they have to walk to it. Like you have to walk to places where I feel like it could be easily in a menu or something like that. that I don't have to just walk everywhere to do things. And a lot of the collectible stuff is really busy. It feels like busy work. That like, hey, destroy all the red lyrium. Lyrium is just these red crystal like things that are evil, like causes these people to go evil. And like there are in different places on different maps, like different areas. But I just feel like, man, y'all could have. Do they have to? Can you at least have it like maybe in one map you have that quest, not that to go to these different maps to do that quest. Just like I have to do something like, hey, do something for the wardens, like find these messages or something. They're on different maps. So it's like, just collect these things around is just too much. And it just don't feel and it's like a good story around it. That's the thing. Like, and that's the problem. And the problem I think they're gonna probably fix in the next game. They should. I'm sorry, it's been so many games that's come out since then that they should see the improvement. Like I said, Witcher 3, man. They lucky they came out a year before Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Because Witcher 3 just shattered it. Like I said, the combat is iffy. I mean, the combat is whatever. It's like I don't. I mean, it's basic. It's okay. It's okay, but it's nothing I like memorable or nothing. But then the companions. There's only a few companions that I actually like in this game. Like overall, I don't really. Like of all the companions in the games, I thought 2 was the worst. But this is close. Yeah. I mean, there's only like a few people who I actually generally like, and but then they're not. I don't think it's just like when you're out in the world, I just don't feel connected to them. Like I wish there was more dialogue between you and the companions. It's really not a lot. Only when you talk to them in the base or something, like when you go up to them. But like when you're out in the world, I just don't feel like a deep connection with them as much. I say that's been less and less since the first game. Really. And like I said, compared to like Baldur's Gate, man, and I mean Baldur's Gate, like, I mean, that's just top tier now. But just these other RPGs where you have other characters with you is like, man, that for BioWare, I was like, man, I like from that in Mass Effect, I was like, darn, what happened? Like, what happened with this game compared to Mass Effect? Why don't I have a connection like with the Mass Effect characters with these guys? So there's only a few characters I take with me. Like to places, because that's who I like. And then when you talk companions, like you want to have a relationship with, there's only a few I would care. Like if that was, I usually don't choose to be a gay character. I didn't choose to be on this one either. But if there was, it would be this one character that I think would be more. That would be interesting for me. Because he's actually a good character. I actually like having him around just as a friend. Around Dorian, he's the gay character, but like for the female, there's only one female. I think there's only one female character that actually fights that you can be with that's heterosexual. Because the other one, I believe she's as a lesbian. The other one's a lesbian, and I don't like her though. I don't like her at all. Like she's really weird and kooky. But not in the real kooky way that I really like. Like I don't really like her character. She's just too out there. Because lots of times I don't understand what the fuck she's saying. And it's not that I don't understand, like, because the words, like I hear the words she's saying, they just don't make sense to me. Like where she worded, and I think it's purposely done that way. It just doesn't come off like good. I was like, wow, I don't like this person at all. Like I don't like this. But there are people you can be with, though, but they're not characters that you have in your party. And the one, I think it's a black woman who's in it, like she's this uppity, like like she's really prestigious, something like she basically like she thinks low of everybody. Almost feels like she's like the kind of person. But I don't know if I can romance her because it almost seems like you try something and you say, oh no, honey, like you. She's like, oh no, honey, you offered me nothing. I was like, God damn. It's like, damn, that hurt. It's like, wow, that's all about. But I don't know. I gotta look it up because I think I tried that when I tried the first playthrough, and I don't think you can. And yeah, I was like, man, the only characters that I can be when there are some characters that go both ways, the men, but I don't really like them. Like I don't really like. They're not like the only guy. Dorian seems pretty cool, but I like him as a friend. Like I said, he's a cool character. And now that they're going away from it, they're doing what Baldur's Gate doing. What a lot of games are doing, trying to cover both bases. Where it's like, hey, everybody is they're just bisexual. They go both ways. Yeah. Which you know what, I kind of don't like because I want to be like, it's an RPG. And I mean, it's a video game. And I totally understand. I understand why. Because it was like, I remember in Cyberpunk, I was like, oh man, I like this character. Oh, but she's a lesbian. But then it's like, you know what? Maybe I kind of like that too. Because by the story aspect, it builds that character more to me. Because it's like, that's who that character is. Right. They're lesbian. Or they're gay. Hey, sorry. I mean, you can't be with them. Unless you're lesbian or gay. And, okay. That makes sense. And you can build upon that. If you just make everybody just go both ways, it's just, to me, it doesn't feel real because that's not real. That's not what real life is. I mean, you're not going to have a whole party of people who are just going like all these people are going to be, bisexual. It's like,
hey, I've chosen the friends I've chosen, Dominic. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only way. That's the only way. But yeah, it's like, yeah. I mean, it builds a because like Dorian, his characters actually build on that because he said, look, because he comes from a prestigious family and they kind of disown him because he's gay. He's not willing to spread his seed to help build that legacy. You can't have that. You couldn't have that story if he's bi.
Right.
And so I feel like that, see, you kind of mess out on things like that. Because that is part of, like, that person. It builds that persona. Like, you don't have to carry to everybody. I mean, we get it. I get that. I mean, you still do. You still have people who are out there or something. Or you can change it. Maybe you can, I mean, if you're willing to put more work where it's like, hey, I want this character to be heterosexual, can you make it like, will it make the game be a different, like, it's not totally different, but you change the character's background a bit, and so the dialogue be different, because like, hey, this guy's gay, was gay in my game, but in my friend's game, he's straight or something like that, like the NPC. That'd be cool, but it's a lot of work though, but I feel like that does it, but anyway, that's not really important, but I mean, like I said, because I like story in games, things of that nature. But yeah, but this game, I'm not really feeling most of the characters in this game. These characters are pretty bland, they're okay. I think some of them could be possibly good characters, but just like in the game, when you're out in the maps in the gaming world, they're not that great. They only seem to be good when you're at the base, doing the dialogue, conversations, and choices there. Excuse me. But other than that, like, I've still been playing it. I mean, I like it. Because I kind of like these type of games. But I definitely see the age of it, and I definitely see, like, this product, I think they wanted to do more. Maybe it was, I don't know, I want to say rush, but I feel like they pretty much dropped the ball. Like, this could have been a whole lot better. This could have been a whole lot better game. Because compared to what they've done with Mass Effect 2 and 3 and stuff, I was like, how did Inquisition turn out to be this? And then you get more understanding of why Andromeda turned out to be what it is. Like, if these are the first two games I only played of BioWare, this and Andromeda, I'd be like, yeah, they feel like kind of same type of game, Like, this is what I guess this is the quality they go for. but I know they could be better. I know it could be better than that because we seen it be better. So I'm hoping like the next the Dragon Age Veilguard turns out to be pretty good. All right. Also, I played. I mean, I'm just going back quick. I played a little bit of Halo 4 because I had beaten Reach. And I was like, I don't try Halo 4. I tried out Halo 4 a bit, played that a bit, and that's it. And really much I want to say on that. Also tried out Lego Star Wars a bit, because I was like up in the middle of the night, man. I just couldn't sleep, so I was playing around my Oculus Game Pass, the Xbox Game Pass on Oculus. I was like, I just picked the game, like, Lego Star Wars. So I haven't played that in years. I didn't really finish it because I was doing the first thing, and I just got past the part I was at, which I played the first episode. This is the newest Lego Star Wars game.
This is the one that's like more actiony, right? Like the combat's supposed to be better than the previous ones.
Well, yeah, because this is less platforming. It's less platforming, more action. This is like total. I mean, this is like camera behind your back, 3D, like
gotcha.
I won't say open world, but open level, I guess you would say. This is the Skywalker saga, all of them, like from 1 through the new episodes, 9, I guess, right? It's 9 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, I think I like those old ones better. Not just because of the pantomime. I always said that I like the pantomime of the Legos not talking. A lot funnier than when they do talk.
Yeah, especially if they use voice clips from whatever material.
But it's just that I feel like it's more creative that way too. Yeah. It just feels like it feels better to me. But also that I think I like the idea of the platforming with the little puzzles that they had before. I mean, they were really kiddie, but there's still something compared to this. First of all, I don't really see much puzzles yet. And going through these stages, they're a whole lot quicker than what they were in those games. Like, I'm getting, like, just going through each level. And really, if you just want to go straight through without doing a whole collectathon, it's easy to get through. Because it's like there's nearly no barrier. It's just you following, like, hey, follow Jar Jar to Gungan City. And then you just go to the city, meet the guy, and then at the end, that's the level. And I was like, darn. If you don't go around the city, because you don't have to go around the city to talk to people,
right.
And then if you know Lego games, you can't do everything anyway in your first playthrough because you're going to have certain characters that are not part of the story to be there. So it's like, darn. I was like, what's the game is something you have to make yourself, really. And in some cases, not all cases, but in some cases, it's like the game you have to just make yourself. And then when you were underwater, there is like you're in that seaboat thing, and it's like a quick thing of just dodging the fish or whatever. It's not that long though, and really your multiple playthroughs will be just trying to how to collect certain things that you couldn't get on your first playthrough. Again, like you say, move the seaboat over here to collect one of those. I don't know. I forgot what they call, but in every Lego game, those engine things or something. You gotta get 5 of them. Yeah, man. It's like, darn, man. It's really the game. It's really not a lot of game here. It's like, at least in the parts I've played so far, it's like these stages are just open world stages, and the game is where you go around and just see the different things you can do, but not really to finish the stage, though. You don't like to finish the stage. Just follow Jar Jar to the very end. I mean, to where the that their king is, or whatever. But yeah, I just got to the part where we left Gungan City, so we just got to the capital, about to saying Queen Abadabadabadubi. So that's all I played of that. And then I want to play some Warframes, because I've been seeing some Warframe that they have a big update, like I call a 1999 update, and I saw somebody you can fight a boy band or some shit. So I was like,
amazing.
Oh, I mean, I don't think that's come out. I don't think it's out yet. I think that's what's coming out. So I was like, I just want to download just to see how Warframe is. And so I haven't played this in years, but I know the start of this game is different, just like how Destiny start is different than what Destiny 2, I guess I say, is different from what it started when I first played it. But this game, yeah, I was like, oh, it's like a cutscene or something, but I just fast forward through it. I watched a little bit, then fast forward, and it goes through. It teaches you how to play and everything. And the controls of this game has always been felt a little too loose for me, and stuff like that. But it's fun. Like, it's fine to go through, even though the enemies, man, they are very easy at the start. I mean, I'm hoping that the difficulty ramps up or something, because, like, sometimes they just stand there, and I just run and cut them. And I was like, damn, I mean, come on. I said, I know you're just trying to teach me, but Jesus. Yeah, so you get, like, a secondary weapon, and you get to pick what you want, and then you get your primary weapon, you pick what you want. I picked a regular, like, machine type of gun from a primary, and I picked like some, not throwing stars, maybe throwing knives or something, because you got like a ninja like character or whatever, and my guy has electric powers or something like that. Then you get on your ship, and that's where all that stuff is. Like, you see stuff to unlock, and like stuff you can lock or buy, and things of that nature. So I just did a couple missions there. And yeah, I might play some more. I recorded some I was playing. I might just, play some more just to get a feel for the game. Because I really want to just play enough of it just to compare it to like a Destiny.
Right.
To see like how that is compared to Destiny. I can say this, controls wise, Destiny beats it. Hands down. But content wise, I haven't played enough of this to say that. I kind of know what Destiny content is and stuff like that because of their seasons and stuff they have. But this game's been out technically longer than Destiny.
That sounds right.
And yeah. And I wonder like how much stuff I can do before I get to that barrier. That's what I'm really at right now. Like, how much can I do to get for the barrier? Because some people say like, man, you can do a lot and without having to pay for anything. And Destiny is technically free to play now, and there's a lot to do because there was a lot to do like on the base game. But thing is, they mix it up so that you always see the stuff to buy. Because I'll be like, hey, I want to do something. And then it's like on Destiny 2, it's like, oh, if you buy this, you can do it. That's like, oh, shit. Like, I wish there was a way like, hey, can you just separate all that shit away from me where I have to buy so I can just, I know I can exactly do. But that wouldn't, they're trying to get you to buy shit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I haven't got to, I'm still too early on in this game where I haven't got to anything where it says like, hey, you want to do this, you will need these type of currency or something. I mean, I went to the board just to see what things I can unlock, so I see it there, but nothing has been thrown in my face yet. So I'll wait and see. I have to play some more to see what happens. Other than that, yeah, that's it, man. That's all I played.
All right.
So I guess we'll take a quick break. When we get back, we get to the flashback segment.
Yeah.
And we're back. So now we're flashbacking to 2014. So 10 years ago, we got one of PlayStation's, one of the big hits came out for the PS4, Infamous First Light. This is the it's the DLC or actually not DLC. I think you can buy it on your own.
DLC,
yes.
Right? Yeah, for Second Son.
For Second Son. So yeah, this is what this is another yeah. So this was still a huge game because I think it got rated pretty good.
Yeah, people were really positive on it.
Yeah. Where you play as a girl, and you should talk about this because you actually played it. I never even played the game.
Yeah, I forget the woman's name. I want to say it's like Kat or Kate, but basically she was a side character in Second Son, and she had like more prismatic powers, I believe, like dealing with light, obviously. And yeah, it was basically like her kind of side of the story. I played Second Son. I did not play much of this DLC. I'm trying to think, because when we talked about the new consoles, when did they come out? They came out last year, right? So this is a year well, like 6 months to a year later after the
Yeah,
game came out.
yeah, yeah. They came
Yeah.
out 10 years last year. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 10 years ago.
Yeah, so there was some distance there between it, so I never ended up getting back into it. It's still one of those things because they did give it away for PlayStation Plus at one point that I always kind of look back on and go like, should I give that another chance? But I just haven't made the time for it.
All right. Oh, darn. I guess this is it. That's it's over. France is the gold medal winner for the rugby.
Oh man, there you go.
The fix is in. The fix is in. They screw Fiji over. The fix is in.
Why are they at the top of the gold podium now, Dominic? It's not fair.
All right. What else we got here? We got Ali Ali came out also 10 years ago. This is a skateboarding game. Tell me about this.
It's a side-scrolling skateboarding game. Kind of in the vein of like a Trials, but not really that style of like trial and error gameplay. It was very much just kind of a chill game. Like obviously you can do tricks and whatnot, and you're trying to make it through the level, but it wasn't a whole bunch of like, oh, you're gonna fall down and die kind of things. It was just like, oh, you're trying to get to the end. I spent a decent amount of time with this. I think played it on the Vita. I want to say, yeah, it came out on the Vita. And it actually came out on the Vita in January. Wow, I didn't realize it had come out so much far in the future of the PlayStation one. But yeah, it was a neat game. It was published by Digital Devolver, and Roll7 is the company that made it. I think they're the ones that recently closed down following the release of Rollerdrome, which is unfortunate. Because this game was cool. They also did Ali Ali 2, and then more recently they did that 3D version with Ali Ali World, which I never gave a shot. I'd be interested to see how that actually is.
It was better than Tony Hawk, man. That's what I heard.
Yeah, okay. Then I'm all for it.
So I was joking. All right. So, and last on the list of games that's worth even talking about anyway, for 2014 is Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, man. This is too big, like, I guess, like, mystery gaming characters. I mean, Phoenix Wright is a lawyer, but it deals with mystery and stuff like that. Just like Matlock. He's a Japanese Matlock. And like Professor Layton, which I still have never played a game. Never played a Professor Layton game. So I still don't know how those games play. I know you tell me there's puzzles and stuff in there.
Yeah, for Professor Layton, it's a lot of like story stuff and then broken up by literal like puzzle mechanics. Like you're doing like tanagram things or some of those like brain teasers where it's like you have 9 matches, you have to make 6 boxes out of it. Like that kind of puzzle style game. And I always found that stuff fun as kind of like brain teasery, but then also the story stuff of it was usually nice.
And yeah, so doing these two characters together, it was I guess it's pretty cool to have that. And did they do another one? Was there a sequel?
I don't remember there being a sequel, but honestly, I never even got a chance to getting around to play this game because I'd be interested to see how they melded those two gameplays together for this one. Definitely a game I'll have to.
It got a 79 out of 100 on Metacritic, so pretty good.
Yeah,
so I think it's pretty good.
I feel like that's probably right around the range of what those other games would probably get.
I see a lot of 8s. Yeah, a lot of 8s in places. IGN actually gave it a 7.8 there. They the one who brought it down. They're the one who brought it down.
They didn't get paid enough.
Yeah. They were actually nominated for some awards. They were nominated for Handheld Game of the Year by the Golden Joystick Award and the National Academy of Video Game Trade Reviewers Awards. It was nominated for Art Direction, Period Influence, Performance and Comedy Lead. Christopher Robin Miller was nominated. And performance in comedy lead Trevor White. So they're it's like their English Western counterparts, not the Japanese guys, huh?
America was doing a lot of heavy lifting, Dominic.
Yeah, so that was cool. Yeah, I always wanted to play it. It's never did, man.
Yeah,
I never did. I always wanted to try them out. Just never got my hands on it. All right, and I'm surprised they never came. Can you get it on the Switch or anything? They haven't done that.
That's a good question. I don't think so. I don't think that it hasn't been included in any of the collections, and I don't think it came as a standalone thing. I'd wonder. I wouldn't be surprised if that ended up like on iOS over the Switch, but it might just be because like Professor Layton's not a Capcom thing, right? He's a level 5 thing.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, this might be one of those that never made it onto anything else.
All right, so what else we got here? I guess that's it for 2014.
Yep. Now
we're going back 20 years to 2004, and what we have is Electronic Arts. They acquired Criterion. These are the guys who did the Burnout series, man. So this was huge. This is the big publisher getting these guys. Burnout was a series that people loved. Like they really liked that series because it's like, oh man, these cars racing, you got these crashes. That's awesome. And like the game that has been re-released ever since it came out, Burnout Paradise. Well, it started out on the 360. 360 PS3, PS3. So that's been coming out ever since. I don't think there was there any Burnout released after that?
I don't think so. No.
I mean, if there was,
that
wasn't popular enough.
Spiritual successors, but no, they EA once they picked them up, they switched them over to Need for Speed, and then that was kind of it. Like, how do you not just make the game called Need for Speed Burnout?
I don't know.
Like when you have them making this game,
it's just so funny how they've done some Need for Speeds at the Burnout Paradise, but Paradise seemed like that's still the more popular game.
Yeah. Yep. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. Darn, look like they killed these franchises, Daniel. God damn it.
Yep.
All right. So that's it, man. So now we gotta go back 40 years ago, Daniel. 40 years ago. This is before me and you were born. Where I just think anything before I was born did not exist. I feel like this is all stuff that does not exist. Not to exist until I was born. And then in this case, a game called Nuts and Milk came
Based
out
on this,
in
Dominic,
Japan.
I'm not sure games should exist before we were born.
Nuts and Milk. If you see this game, it's a Japanese only game. And it did get released on the virtual console for like Nintendo's virtual console. But I don't know if it got released in the U.S. Even in the U.S. in the virtual console. I'm not sure. But this is a game that it looks like somebody melded like Pac-Man and Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Because like the whole premise is like you look like the little ghost thing from
almost like even Kirby.
Yeah, did Kirby even exist?
No, he didn't. Which I mean, that's what I'm saying. What's going on here?
Yeah, but so you play this character who is trying to save his girlfriend who's stuck in the house. I don't know what the hell's going on while she's stuck in there. Maybe it's just one of those doors where it's reverse locked and she's locked in the house. But anyway, and you have to save her. You have to get this fruit, but this guy and your name is Milk, and then you have Nuts, who is trying to stop you from getting the fruit. I guess he's just an asshole. And and then her name is Yogurt. Her name is Yogurt. So and like it kind of looks like a setup like Donkey Kong, like with the ladders and stuff and the bricks. and
It's
everything,
like Donkey
and you
Kong
getting
and
the
Donkey
fruit.
Kong Jr.
I mean, it's not like little pebbles like Pac-Man,
No,
but
it's
still,
legit
you're
fruit.
getting
Like the graphics on this
yeah.
are pretty impressive.
Yeah, so, but it's just, it's just like a similar, it's almost like a similar concept, but just having that. Like, you collect the fruit, and then I guess you collect all the fruit, then you win. Before Nut, is he supposed to get you, or does he get the fruit? He go after you, right?
Yeah, I think he's trying to get you like a ghost in Pac-Man, and you're trying to get all the fruit, because the fruit then unlocks the house.
Okay, yeah. So some kind of lock, some weird lock thing in that world. I don't know.
I mean, you don't have fruit-based locks in your world, Dominic. What are you talking about?
So it's a weird concept, but it's never made it over here, and it's just like just seeing this, like never heard of this game, but I was like, I mean, it seemed like a game that would come out around that time or something. I'm just surprised that it actually just like some version like has to come over here with this. Like,
plus, it's got you said it had a level editor, right? Like, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, they said it had a level editor like that, and yeah, man. But yeah, it came out 40 years ago, so they had nuts and milk, man. So I'm giving this due.
All right, I just want to say, like, there's a helicopter in here, and he just touched it. That's definitely not what I expected to happen when the helicopter came across. I thought that was going to be a bad guy.
What? So what? He gets on the helicopter?
No, he just touched it and collected it like it was a piece of fruit.
Oh,
it's weird.
Well, it's a power up or something. Like, what is that? Like, it's just like, when it's, you actually seeing gameplay. I haven't seen a video.
Yeah, I'm watching it on YouTube. Yeah, there's a 45-minute video here.
Oh, okay. All right, then. So that's it, man, for the flashback segment. So I guess we can take a quick break. When we get back, we'll get to the gaming news.
All right.
Or we can just start right now. I don't know. What are you going to do?
Take a break real quick.
Yeah, take a break. And we're back. So let's get to the gaming news. What we got?
All right. First up, Dominic, I mentioned it earlier, but Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is now officially on Game Pass. That is not part of the streaming, though, unfortunately. And you made a good point that Diablo is also not a part of the streaming. So it definitely seems like there's some wonkiness there, either related to either the deal, the Activision deal, or something to do with, I was thinking maybe like the Blizzard launcher stuff, but I guess that only applies to PC really. And since that stuff streams through an Xbox, I guess that's not really the case. Yeah, so it's probably got something to do with the EU, not being happy about
Xbox
I could trying to stream everything.
Get this game on my Xbox One, right? Because it was on Xbox One also, right?
I want to say yes. I guess I never thought about that. Xbox One.
You know what? I mean, I don't play Xbox One anyway, so I guess I could delete the game because I don't think I have 200 something gigs space. So.
Yeah. I mean, that's the crazy thing is just like how much space it requires for this game, even to get just the campaign of this, because you need like the base Call of Duty launcher or whatever. That's about 70 gigs of it on itself. Like, it makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah, I would like to give it a try, even though like I don't think I've given any of the last three Modern Warfares.
I want to play it like the best I can, which will probably most likely be the cloud, because I'll play Xbox Series X, and I can't do that.
Yeah. Why this one, and why not the plethora of other older games that they could just as easily put up there? Like, why can't we? What about Modern Warfare 1? Not the original, but the new one. Like, where's that one at? I get that they want to put something out before so that you get people excited about the new one, but man, I don't know. Why don't you put out the old Black Ops games? You know what?
And since, like, maybe, I don't know. Even if they want people just to focus on multiplayer on a certain one, since they can separate the campaigns, can't they just at least give us the campaigns or something?
Yeah.
For those other ones?
Yeah. I don't know.
Just give us something. I mean,
something.
goddamn. Yeah, I mean, give us. I mean, there's a lot of games out there. Just let's put something out, man. God damn.
Yeah, you're raising
Like, what
prices
is
and not
this slow
giving us the
roll?
obvious things.
Like this slow rollout of so many games you have is just doesn't make any sense right now, man.
Yeah, it's frustrating. All right, Dominic, in some other news, this could be big. So far, it's just kind of a rumor / leak at San Diego Comic-Con that's happening right now. There was a Kain and Azrael figures from the Legacy of Kain game, and it says that it basically says from Legacy of Kain 1 and 2 remastered. So it sounds like we may actually finally get these games in some modern format, Dominic, and that is very exciting to me.
Yes. Yeah, it's something I missed out. We missed the boat on when it first came out. That, yeah, to actually appreciate these games that were seemed to be like really really cool games. So the people like who have had a chance to play them, they liked them, and there were good stories behind them.
Yep.
And even I guess the gameplay seemed like it was okay for the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we can appreciate these games.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see this game come back. Like you said, we kind of missed out on this, and it always seemed like it was a really solid game. Crystal Dynamics. I loved when they did the Lara Croft games, kind of the reimagining of those early ones. If this is anything like that, I mean, this is probably like, we cleaned up the graphics a little bit and didn't really do much else. But I'm hoping there's at least some quality of life stuff there that makes it feel a little more modern. I'm sure that game doesn't necessarily hold up perfectly nowadays if you're just playing it as is. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm excited that they're potentially finally doing that. I wonder where we get an announcement for that. If not somehow at San Diego Comic-Con, because I don't know where this next news came from. Like I know it came from the Behemoth, the developer behind Castle Crashers, and they had a little video showing some other stuff as well. But it, just with San Diego Comic-Con going on right now, it feels like anything announced around this time is somehow tangentially related to that stuff. But yeah, so Castle Crashers is getting an update. It is going to include, it's going to be called the Castle Crashers Painter Boss Paradise. And it's basically like a character editor. So you're going to be able to put or make, using the Steam Workshop, basically whatever character model you want, and then it'll automatically animate itself, which seems really cool. They're also doing just like a visual overhaul on everything in that game. Man, I would really love to see them do a second Castle Crashers game, like all out. I know that was like, that game worked for us so well because it was a very specific time where, we were playing games together a lot more. But even then, that game was so good as far as like a beat 'em up goes. And I'd love to see more for that. And to have them kind of do this update, what feels like out of nowhere, maybe I'm just not following their news close enough. But to have this kind of come out of nowhere, and also they announced like another update for Battle Blocks Theater, which is the game that came out after Castle Crashers. And it sounds like there's also more that they're going to announce for that game, because they're like teasing in the video, like, oh, don't tell them that yet. You aren't allowed to. So like, it's just kind of crazy that they're updating these like 15-year-old games at this point or something crazy like that.
Yeah, it's just crazy that I'm surprised between these like whatever 15 or so years that it's been for these games now. Shucks, it might be older. I'm trying to think when the Castle Crashers came out, but it's I'm so surprised that it hasn't been a 2. Like I'm surprised
2008 is when Castle Crashers came out.
Okay, I'm surprised it hasn't been a 2 of this game. Like as like popular as it was, like darn, like or like some type of update where it's like, oh, we got more stages or something. Like this, yeah.
Yeah, especially because I don't know what the Behemoth has been working on, but it doesn't feel like there's been a whole lot of new content coming out of them.
And I thought recently. It was going to be a 2 when they had released the HD version of it on the PS4 and Xbox. And exactly. I don't know if the Switch was even out yet. Maybe it just came out. I don't know. But I'm assuming it came on a Switch eventually, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure it did.
But yeah, I thought that's what it was. I said, okay, they probably just releasing this and they're gonna put a 2 out, and nah. And I mean, I'd rather for them to have like a good game. Than just to shove out 2. But I mean, god darn, how many years it's been? Like, I'm surprised that it hasn't been like one type of sequel. It
is shocking to me that when you go to their website, their slogan is "The Behemoth, we make games," and then you look and see like that their last game came out in like 2015 or something, or 2017 with Pit People. Like their last new game. That's crazy.
Yeah. And like I can see if it was like an online type of game where they're like, oh yeah, we just worked on this, man.
Live service thing.
Yeah.
No, Pit People do not.
This is before the live service really became big.
Exactly. All right, Dominic. Next up, following the big news last week that we reported on with Bethesda unionizing, shortly thereafter we found out that Blizzard is also now organizing as a union. It sounds like 500 plus people. They're saying wall to wall, just like they did with Bethesda, which seems to imply that at least the large majority of that studio is unionizing. So it's wild to just go from like us saying every week that it feels like something needs to happen. And I guess things have been happening, behind the scenes for a while now, to have what feels like 2 of the biggest American studios finally do this. Now, I feel like what we've always said is that like the industry as a whole needs to unionize. So maybe we see that eventually as like more and more studios kind of group together, because that's what we see in Hollywood, right? Is like, it's an overall thing. It's not just, oh, Universal has their studio, their unionization, and MGM has theirs, and Sony Pictures has theirs. Because that's where it feels like the protections for everyone are really gonna, come into play, because so many people seemingly go from company to company almost as contractors in this contract style of work, where it's like, okay, well, we're finishing up this part of the game and we no longer need concept artists, so now you're out on the street. But this is really exciting news. I am,
because I feel like the game industry is probably closer to that type of industry.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Than like how our like jobs that normal people work at, like, because you get it, like certain, like you don't. Everybody has a company, and then each company might have a union. You know what I mean? Right. It's not like, because people don't go from like, it's not like if you want like Target or Walmart, if he was going to do a union, it's got to be with just that company.
Yeah,
it won't be like, oh, retail union.
Yeah, the same way you see like UPS is part of a union, but FedEx is not. But at the same time, because UPS is a union and you have a similar kind of talent pool that you'd be pulling from, the people that work at FedEx are benefiting from that, because FedEx realizes that they need to take care of people in a similar fashion to UPS. Otherwise, they will also try and form a union. So that's why this is great news, even though it's not, a industry-wide situation yet. But as we see 2 of the biggest companies have this happen, you're either going to get more people who are willing to join a union, or you're going to get companies who go, oh crap, more people are going to want to join a union, we should try and increase pay, increase benefits, allow people to work from home and things of that nature that people are looking for as part of this industry. So it's really exciting news. And
or put out better videos like they do at like they do at these other jobs where they say how unions are bad.
Yeah.
Put out better ones, propaganda.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah,
I used to love those orientation videos, Daniel.
That's how I was talking to a guy that used to be a driver for Amazon, and he was telling me, like, oh yeah, you basically just go in and they have you do orientation for 3 days, and I was like, how much of that time is spent like showing you anti-union videos? And he was like, surprisingly none of it, because I remember going to Target, and this is years ago at this point. But that was like one of the main videos that they showed us, where it was like, don't sit in a public place during your break. Otherwise, some union leader might come over and try and talk you into joining an evil union. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ. So anyway, that's awesome in a world and an industry of a lot of real bad news recently. This is some positivity. It's nice to see this. So yeah. And then Dominic, the last story I got here, this did come out of San Diego Comic-Con. Mortal Kombat 1 is getting an Aftermath style story add-on DLC called Chaos Reigns. It seems like Havoc, one of the guys from like the generation lost of Mortal Kombat between Ultimate and 9 being revisited, is kind of the main antagonist here. He's the guy that, if you've seen the game, like pulls his body parts off and has a weird like eaten away looking face. So he's doing some real bad stuff. That's coming out September 24th and is also going to include Combat Pack 2 and 1. 2 is new. It is going to include female variants of Cyrax and Sector.
I saw that. Sexy.
Yeah.
Very sexy.
I watched the trailer without the sound on, so I don't know if those are like characters from a different storyline that are now becoming, robots.
No, they're trans now, Daniel. That's
what it is. In looking this up to see if there was like more information about it.
What's it called? What's that place? What's that thing called that the incels hate? The company called something baby.
Oh, Sweet Baby Inc.
yeah. Sweet Baby Inc. got into
they got into
WB
Mortal
games.
Kombat. Oh,
they got Mortal Kombat, and they said like, nah, we gotta get some trans people. They said, all right, we'll make a trans Cyrax and Sector.
Yeah, so they're gonna be in there. You've also got Noob Saibot. He's making his return.
Yeah, see that.
And then you also have Ghostface from the Scream series.
Ghostface Killer. That's good. Yeah.
Yes, I saw a lot of people saying they wished it was him instead. I kind of wish it was him instead too. Like Ghostface, I get that the imagery is like sort of iconic at this point, like that mask is, but like he's never been a character on the level of like Freddy or Jason. Like, what are we talking about here? And then
I guess not. I mean, only because I was there before. But
yeah,
I don't know how people are who were my age
from
when
that
Freddy,
generation.
I knew about Freddy.
Yeah, I guess
it's been a long time. It's been a long time with Scream. I mean, Scream is like what 30? It's 30 plus now, right? Are you still there?
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, and then there's Conan the Barbarian, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course. So they're bringing him back again.
You say Canon.
I wrote Canon, but Conan the
Canon
Barbarian.
the Barbarian.
Yeah. And then the T-1000. What's his name? Something Patrick.
It's the Arnold Schwarzenegger Conan, right?
Yes.
That's The Rock.
Yes, it is. They should have an alternative skin. That's The Rock, but no, this is the Arnold one. And then from T2, the T-1000, the guy that turns into liquid metal. And they all look very good. I mean, obviously, like it looks like Arnold again. They did a great job with the Terminator with him. So And then this one, what is his name? Robert Patrick, I think it's that.
I said The Rock. I'm sorry.
Was that not? It was Momoa.
It was
Jason.
Yeah, Momoa. Yeah, Jason Momoa.
God, I forgot. It was
whatever. He's close enough. Is he Samoan?
He is. I want to say he's not. I want to say he's a different Polynesian area native.
But he was in Baywatch Hawaii, I believe.
He was. Yes, when he was younger, I think. He played a kid. It was just being safe. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. They're also adding an update, and this is for everybody, even people that don't buy the new stuff, with animalities, and they showed off a whole bunch of the animalities that are going to be in the game, including Rain turning into a blowfish and exploding you from the inside out, and
oh, that's great.
Melina turning into a praying mantis and eating you. It's as absolutely insane as you would expect it to be. It's cool that they're doing story add-on stuff. I'm excited for that. And I'm glad this supports my decision to not buy this game when it came out, even though I was kind of in the mood to, because once again, basically buying that game twice if I were to buy that and then this DLC, or even worse if I had bought the first combat pack. So I will wait until I can get this bundled together as one big thing at a reasonable price, and then I will have a lot of fun playing this game, I bet.
Damn. I was just seeing the U.S. guy be last place.
Come on.
It wasn't a gold medal round or anything, but I think it was more the qualifying stuff.
Right.
And now swimming, the 400 swimming. But I don't know if there's another U.S. guy in there or not.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Oh, but for the Mortal Kombat, the Arnold Schwarzenegger, is his voice?
I don't know. I didn't see if I
mean, in the original movie,
anywhere.
It wasn't his voice, right? And then they...
Oh, yeah, that's right. It wasn't, was it?
But did they do it again? Because I feel like I saw it again. It sounded like him. Like, did he re-record? I gotta look it up. Because I could have... Because it didn't sound like... It sounded like... Maybe it wasn't his voice still. Maybe it was just
a very
the way,
good voice
Conan,
actor.
Yeah. Maybe the guy who taught for him just talk. Yeah, he could talk a clear Arnold Schwarzenegger accent.
It was just Conan O'Brien doing his Arnold Schwarzenegger accent.
Yeah. What else? So they got Ghosts. They got Ghost, Conan, and who is the is there? What's the other popular pop character? Is that it? Are those only two?
The T-1000.
T-1000, yes, and that's the police officer, right?
Yeah.
So that's cool. I mean, it's like, darn, because Terminator was in the previous game, or 2 games ago. I forget, man, because this is all mixed up to me.
It was the previous game, I think.
It was a previous one. Yeah. He was the previous game. It's like, darn, I want him to face him.
Right. That's
just like
I would love to see them carry those over.
And just like I want Freddy Krueger to face Jason.
Yeah.
But Freddy was in the 9, I think, and Jason was in 10. And it's just like, darn, these guys were in different games. But it's still cool. It's cool that they go into the well and got some guys in there. I think that's neat.
Yeah, it sounds like the voice lines for Conan are ripped out of the movie potentially, but yeah, what does that mean if we're not totally sure if that was his voice or not?
They ripped up out of the movie. Oh, so he doesn't react to the other.
Well, they say the data mine intros all reference the movie. In fact, most lines are outright ripped from the first movie. Besides, it's probably more beneficial. It's definitely. Yeah.
I like when they react to the character.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. I'm sure they'll come up with something, good. They've done a good job with all of these so far that I've seen, so. I have faith that they'll figure it out. I want old man Conan. Can they redo his model with old Arnold Schwarzenegger and give him like a long beard or something like that?
But that's crazy that they had they had two Arnold Schwarzeneggers.
Yep.
Scared.
I mean, I guess once you work with them one time, and also I would imagine like Conan's got to be a Warner Brothers property, right? So like that's the main reason why that's happening. Yeah, because I would imagine like all this stuff is. But stuff
I don't know. I don't know if Conan is a Warner Brothers property. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it's because they did do a crossover. I know they did a crossover Wonder Woman and Conan the Barbarian in the comic books.
Yeah.
But I mean, sometimes they're partnerships with other things. But I don't know. But not all the characters are Warner Brothers, because obviously Alien and Predator. It's not.
I was just looking that up because I'm not even sure technically what Terminator was or is.
Terminator was Fox.
Was it?
At least I know the second one was. That's only. I think the second one was Fox.
It's distributed by Orion Pictures, which is MGM now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I guess it's kind of all over the place.
So, but darn, because so they can. So the next Arnold Schwarzenegger character, I wonder they can do is like True Lies. True Lies, that character from there.
Only if they bring
the last action hero. The last action hero.
Last action
character from there.
There you go. I want Jingle All the Way, and I also want Sinbad's character from that as well. Oh,
Jingle! That would be funny. That'd be a funny. Like, here's a Christmas update for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. So, all right, Dominic. That is the news I saw for the week. Anything else that you maybe saw that I missed here?
Let me see real quick.
In a lot of ways, Conan just looks like they're doing like Nightwolf. Not sure if he's in that game.
That's who I thought. Yeah, I'm not even sure. Yeah, me either. Is there anything new? I think Beetlejuice is coming to Multiverses.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, and Warner Brothers did pick up that studio. I didn't have that news on here, but I guess it is worth mentioning. It's especially surprising because they've seemed so like non-committal on the video game stuff for so long that it's kind of interesting to see them actually bring a new studio into their fold.
Yeah. Oh, and Samurai Jack. Samurai Jack and Beetlejuice is coming to Multiverse.
Yeah, those are good additions. That makes a lot of sense, especially with that next movie coming out.
Haiichi's coming back to Tekken 8. Which I didn't even know he wasn't in there. Because I always thought he was just part of Tech. Which I find funny is that when people comment saying that, I'm tired of Haiichi. He's always there. And then I'm like, that's like saying Street Fighter Ryu. I'm tired of Ryu.
I'm tired.
What the fuck? I was like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Get rid of them.
They said, can he stay? Can they say Haiichi? Can he stay dead? I was like, I think he can, but what's the difference?
Yeah.
It's like.
I mean, at least let me play as Ghost Haiichi or whatever.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, in fighting games, I never thought of that. Because I'm like, then, it should all just be new characters then. You should never ever see an old character if that's the case.
Yeah, nobody wants that. Yeah.
No. Because that's why I thought. When I said Aichi's back, I was like, what? I said he wasn't in there? I said, how you not have the guy who was in there all the time? Like, you trying to it's just like Liu Kang or something. I was like, well, thing is, I didn't like when they killed. I mean, story-wise, killing Liu Kang, fine. Sure. But not having him in there at all in the game?
That seems crazy.
I think that's pretty. Yeah, that's like. What? Because it doesn't matter. It's like, it doesn't need to be a story in the fighting game, like, for him just being there. The Tesla Cybertruck is going to be in Fortnite. It is. It is in Fortnite. It is, actually.
Yeah, I saw that. I've actually seen one of those in real life now. They look as dumb as you would expect.
Oh, okay. I mean, based on his picture, it looks pretty dumb.
Yep.
Oh, you don't have it on new releases. So, oh yeah, SNK versus Capcom. That came out on PC. I didn't even hear about it.
Yeah, they released that or came out with it because it was like a arcade exclusive before, I think.
Yeah, and it was on PC. Yeah, because I saw it when I was on Steam. I saw like you could get it, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But after like you get this, and then you still got the Capcom collection coming out later. I mean the Capcom Marvel collection thing.
Yeah. God, I want that game so bad.
I said that is pretty. Even though I'm not a big SNK guy, so it's not a big deal. But people like this to have this option to even buy it now on these. Everything except for the Xbox. Microsoft. It's not on Microsoft console, so you can go complain about that if you if you have an Xbox and you want it. But yeah, it's on PC, PS4, and Switch. It has new features. What kind of new features they got in here? It says quality of life updates such as a hitbox viewer, rollback netcode for online play, and an art gallery. It also makes formerly secret characters Athena and Red Arimi Arimer. I don't know how you pronounce that. Available from the start, and it came out on the 20th and you get it for $19.99.
Very nice.
Can you get the Capcom collection with the Marvel for $19.99 too?
I'm sure not.
Yeah, it's like this is just only one game. So see, that's that. I mean, I can say that that's multiple games. All right. So yeah, that's all I see. So I guess we can. You really don't have anything else for new releases.
No.
So I guess that's it.
That's it. Yeah. Like you said, basically the SNK versus Capcom was the only new release even worth mentioning there. I felt like. So yeah, thank you guys as always for listening. You can check us out on Twitter. Dominic's at DStalworth5. I'm at Regulus MB. The podcast is at Superpod, SUPAPOD. Superpod.com is the website. You can check us out there. It has links to all the places you can find us, including YouTube, where there's a video version of this podcast, as well as the audio versions on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube Music, Amazon, Spotify. Until next time, guys. Talk to you later.
All right, see you.